Welcome to INN CEO Talks. Joining me today is Frank Basa of Granada Gold Mine, which trades on the TSX Venture under the symbol GGM. Granada Gold Mine has recently revised its resource estimates to show a higher grade achieved by reducing the size of the pit. The ultimate goal is to make the gold deposit more attractive for mining and milling, and or to possibly attract a buyer. The company has been conducting a drill program to expand the size of the resource, both open pit and underground. About 30,000 meters of drilling has been completed of a 120,000 meter drill program, which when completed in full is expected to expand the resource estimate to the range of 2 to 3 million ounces of gold. Earlier this year, the company announced that it had unexpectedly discovered a rare earth and alkali metals deposit at Granada. Joining me now is Frank Basa. Frank, welcome back. You've been busy since we last spoke. Bring us up to date.
Well, thank you very much. That was a wonderful intro. Basically, I might be repeating what you'd be saying, but we kind of decided to change the way we're going to develop our resource. The potential is we can, with this deposit, you can have a very large low grade, which we originally had about 2.6 million ounces, and then we brought it down to 1.6 million. And now we decided to make it into a higher grade deposit, which is about 2 grams or higher open pittable. Historically, they did mine this thing at about 3.5 to 5 grams. We took a very conservative look at it, and then we did the underground at 4 grams. Historically, they mined this at 9 to 10 grams. So our overall objective is actually to improve the economics of the deposit by increasing the grade. And hopefully with the 120,000 meters, of which we did 30,000 already, we'll probably end up having about 2 million ounces. So majority of the gold will be underground. We've only explored about 20% of the structure. Actually, the deposit is about 5.5 kilometers long. We're going to look at 2 kilometers of it. So there's a fair amount of exploration work to be done. In the process, to the north of us, we actually intercepted some rare earths and alkaline metals. But the grades are quite low, but there's a lot of it. The distance between some of our holes are about 1.6 kilometers, and it seems to be mineralized over quite a large width or length. And so we're looking at it right now. Can we recover any of this stuff? And the one we're really looking at is rubidium. The other rare earths, other people have better grades than us, and I think it's probably better for them that they sell into the market. But for us, rubidium seems to be a critical metal. It's actually used in a different type of battery. It's called a sodium-ion battery, and apparently not too many people can recover rubidium or have rubidium in their deposits. So hopefully going forward, we kind of paused our drilling. We have over 5,000 assays that we're waiting on, and it's kind of interesting. We got about 1,200 assays just last week back from the lab. But the labs are really busy and they're kind of backlogged. So we took a pause. We had 3 drills on the property, and we're going to review the data. Now, the other thing we did was, which we've never done before, our previous drill program, even the majority of the 120,000 meter was what we drill for structure. We have a fair amount of native gold, and we get these astronomical gold values. It's a nugget effect. So we actually said we'll drill for structure, then we'll mine for grade. And the resource we produced originally was about 1.6 million at 1 gram. But to change the economics, and then we had 3 majors on our property, we decided to move the grade to at least 2 grams so they can haul it to their mill. So we drilled what we call the 200 series holes, which is actually down dip. And then we found that drilling perpendicular for structure completely misses all these high-grade intercepts. So we have these crazy high-grade numbers over 30 meters. And some of these numbers are, we have some assays around 800 grams a ton gold, but we cut all those, because we hit these nuggets. But like I said, we're looking at a very conservative set of numbers. 2 grams open pittable. I think we should be able to do that. We did grab about 1.2 tons of what we call grab sample. Came back right from surface. Came back at 55 grams. And now we took a 500-ton sample in the same area, and we'll see what kind of gold we're getting there as well. But like I said, we're targeting 2 grams open pittable, underground 4 grams, and I think we should be able to hit that 2 million at least ounces, hopefully in this drill program.
For viewers who have not seen some of our previous interviews, let's just take a moment or two here just to give them a recap about Granada Gold Mine and your project. Where are you located? You talk about other majors in the area, infrastructure, workforce, everything that is so important to be able to build out a resource.
Okay, most people will remember the Osisco deposit, which is actually to the east of us. That was a former exhausted mine, and the gentleman went there, re-drilled it, came out with 10 million ounces. Our deposit is not the same. I don't think we'll make the 10 million ounces, but we are on the Cadillac Break. We are south of the break, similar to the Osisco deposit, and infrastructure is there. I mean, the road's right to my property. In other words, you can land in Rouyn-Noranda, and within 17 minutes, you're on my property. It's a paved road to the property. We have power. It's a former producer. You got services, you have people. Everything you need is there. And basically, whatever anybody who's ever had a property on a Cadillac Break, it always ends up being a multi-million ounce deposit. So you're kind of in a country whereby you're pretty confident you'll get a multi-million ounce deposit. And, we're leaving a lot of room there for whoever takes us over, should somebody wish to take us over. Like I said, we have 3 majors on our property already. One of them spent 9 months, and we have to see how it turns out. But it's in an excellent location. And, this year, a couple of companies were taken out for about $100 an ounce on the ground. And, of course, our valuation is quite low, and hopefully the market recognizes it and somebody does give us a fair market value for our property.
So for investors right now, they're saying, okay, clearly you've indicated that you're looking at some kind of takeover by a major. What's my reason for investing now versus maybe waiting a little while just to see whether or not things shake out a bit more for you?
Well, the resource will increase, so we're fairly confident about getting the resource up. So far, our drill program was a little better than I expected, especially with these 200 series holes. The last program, like I said, we kind of missed it the way we drilled it. So the numbers are coming in much better. The bulk samples are coming in much better. So, right now we're at about $25 an ounce in a hole in the ground for gold with our market cap. Actually, it's lower than that. My apologies. I haven't included the market correction that's going on here. But, in the last 2 props we're taking out for about $100 an ounce. So that'll make us about in a price range of 80 cents, 90 cents, Yeah, there's room. We had this stock up before. It used to be a halted stock. It was actually broke. And within 18 months, we took it to about 90 cents. So I think we can do it again. We seem to have a bit of a track record of taking these things to higher prices.
So how long before we get next results and another report from you? Because you've come back a couple of times, and I'm always interested in seeing what the progression as you move towards your ultimate goal has been. How long do we have to wait before we hear from you again?
Well, the thing is, you can hear from me, but it's getting the lab to deliver the assay. So I'm a little behind, like everybody else in the area. Good quality work. We've been using these people for many years. The greatest difficulty is apparently when you do what they call these pulp metallics, because we have a fair amount of native gold. We have about 50% native gold. It's done manually. Everything else is done automatically. Like ALS stands for automatic lab services. So when you have a lot of gold, they have to do it manually, and that's what's delaying a lot of our assays.
Well, I'm looking forward to the next update, Frank. Thank you for bringing us up to speed right now. And
thank you very much.
Look to see you soon.
Always a pleasure. Thanks a lot. Thanks.